Zack Films is not for kids because, bro, we ran into the craziest things from seeing a cute hippo that was raised by a person, but one day that hippo turned on them and bit them to death, to a man literally getting forced into a suitcase by his psychotic girlfriend and end up dying in there. Bro was literally buried alive.
A man was dragged into the river by his beloved hippo.
No,
the
bro.
very animal he had raised since it was a baby.
Yo.
Years earlier, he had rescued the young hippo from a flood. He would often ride it around his property, despite warnings about the risks of keeping a wild animal. But one day, while they were in the river, the hippo attacked.
Yup.
Bit down multiple times and wouldn't let go. And tragically, the man didn't survive.
And this is why Zack Films is not for kids. Bro, what are we doing, bro? We don't need horror stories for the kids, man. We don't need to like give them nightmares. Fun fact, hippos are one of the most dangerous animals because it's currently strong bite and can fend off big cats. Its skin is also incredibly hard to pierce. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. If y'all seen that one clip where like, dude, here, let's show it real quick. Look at this. This hippo chasing boat. Look at that big ass thing, bro. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Big, look at that. And by the way, that thing is like what, 2 tons or like 2,000 pounds? Look, that joint is moving, bro. Like, think of a bear that can go underwater and it's like fatter.
She zipped her boyfriend inside the suitcase.
All right, yep. I just know this is about to go wrong. You only do this to people you can truly trust because, bro, this is literally a life or death situation. Even though it could have been like a prank or whatever, bro, you better trust them damn friends that put you in that situation.
Claiming it was part of a game. For hours,
Yep, he's cooked. I told you, he's cooked. Bro's dead. He's literally getting buried alive.
Trapped, struggling to escape while she filmed him mocking his suffering. She laughed as he begged for help and went to bed claiming she thought he could get himself out. But by the time she checked on him in the morning, he was dead. She went to trial for second-degree murder and was eventually sentenced to life in prison.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. This is why you don't play these games, bro. I played these games before. You don't play these games. What she did is outright evil, bro. She literally buried him alive. During trial, she showed no regret and actually satisfied for what she did. Truly. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. She's a maniac, bro. That's evil. What the?
She escaped her abusive boyfriend, taking her puppy with her to a hotel. But since she worked 12-hour days, the puppy got bored and chewed through the pipes. When the hotel manager found out, he told her to get rid of the puppy or they would both be kicked out. With no other option, she called an Uber to the vet, planning to get the dog put down. But when the driver found out, she called her husband, and they both agreed to adopt the puppy instead, saving his life and giving him the home he deserved.
Oh, that's so sweet. You know what? Maybe Zack Films is for kids. Dude, I love stories like this, bro. Like, just animals, bro. I swear, we don't deserve animals, bro, as like pets. Or we don't deserve pets. We don't deserve cats, dogs. Dude, they're so like wholesome. When they look at you, they go to you for food. Their life depends on you, bro. Who the frick puts exposed pipes in the hotel and gets mad when they break is the real question. That is facts.
They gave a baby a rat to play with, but then struck a steel bar behind him, making him cry. They did it again, and every time the rat appeared, the noise followed. You see, the scientists were training the baby's brain to connect the rat with the loud, scary sound. And after a while, just seeing the rat made him cry. This also caused him to fear other white objects and things with fur. This showed the researchers that fear could be taught, but the baby left the hospital before their study was finished, meaning they never got the chance to undo the fear they had created.
Whoa, that's like PTSD or like trauma, bro, or like abuse. Yo, science is just casually traumatizing a kid to be afraid of fur. Once you really think about it, yeah.
The letter arrived just days after they bought the home, and at first it seemed to be a welcome to the neighborhood. But as the man kept reading, the hairs on his neck stood up. Do you know what lies inside the walls?
Yo, I got goosebumps.
The letter asked. It was signed by the Watcher.
Bro, someone is literally in the walls, bro. That's scary. Bro, you say that only online, like I'm in your walls as a joke. Bro's taking it to the next level.
I've observed the house for decades, and now this person was watching the new owners and their 3
Oh,
children.
hell
Over the
no.
next few weeks, more letters arrived, telling the couple that if the children played in the basement, no one would hear them scream.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
It also
That's
said they
weird.
would be watching the family through the windows, but despite security systems, police, and private detectives on the case, the Watcher was never found. After 6 months of terror, the family finally put the house up for sale and left.
Oh, that's creepy, bro. Here's the next setup was necessary. Bro, I'm not joking. Can y'all see this? Oh, bro, I'm not even that hairy, but like, I mean, you could kind of see my hair sticking up.
The driver approached the closed bridge.
Run it, run it, run it, run it, run it.
And the
Bro, what the frick just happened?
passenger got out to push up the gate. Once he got back in,
Yo, this guy's
the driver
crazy.
reversed and sped toward
Yo, this guy's crazy.
attempting to jump
Oh!
plunged
Oh.
into the water below. The driver, a 23-year-old, was trapped inside and drowned. And the passenger escaped the car but also died in the river.
What? Yo, that's crazy, bro. I was rooting for him, bro. I hope he was gonna get through. But how did the second man die, though? Bro, he escaped. Bro, you just gotta, like, paddle up, and... Bro, I don't know. That was the happiest moments, but seconds later, it was his worst. Yeah, dude, that must have been so cool. Like, you only do that in video games for a reason. Alright, but he did it in real life, and he paid the consequences.
Rest the bottom stick
Okay.
between the nook
How to
of
eat with
your thumb
chopsticks.
and your ring finger, gripping it lightly to keep it still. Next, hold the other one like a paintbrush, using your thumb, index, and middle finger for
Come on.
ultimate precision. When you move your fingers up, the top stick tilts open, while your thumb acts as a hinge. At the same time, tension between your thumb and ring finger keep the bottom one in place. And when you bring your fingers down again, you can lightly grip the food before popping it into your mouth. But if you try to
Umai!
move the bottom
Sugoi.
stick, the tendons in your ring finger would be too weak to control it, meaning you could end up dropping your food.
Wait, really? Damn, I'd be doing that, bro. I'd be like, so he says basically to use this, but I'd be like doing this, bro. I'd be like, yo, what am I doing, bro? Asian restaurants in other countries should have this video played on loop.
They dressed the dead body
Oh!
in a soldier's uniform and slipped a fake identity card in his pocket.
Hitler.
Along with a photo of a woman who was supposed to be his fiancée. Then they handcuffed a briefcase to his wrist, and inside was a top secret letter outlining the military's plan to invade Greece. You see, Allied forces wanted to attack the Nazis in Sicily, but they knew it would be a bloody battle. So they used this homeless man's body to create a fake officer.
Man, the homeless already had it bad enough, bro. They don't have a home and you're doing this? Damn, just let him rest in peace.
Then dumped him in the ocean near Spain. When the body was found, the fake letter outlining the attack on Greece found its way to Hitler. He
Oh, yeah,
believed
sure.
it was real,
Yo.
causing him to ignore Sicily. He sent 90,000 soldiers to Greece, expecting the Allies to attack. Meanwhile, the real invasion happened in Sicily and was easily won thanks to the fake officer.
And you know what? Yo, W homeless man, bro. W homeless man, for real, bro.
The bird spits a thin strand of saliva onto the rock. Then it adds another, building it up layer by layer. As the saliva dries, it forms a hard cup-shaped nest. Harvesters remove these nests from the cave walls and clean it until it's pure white. When the nest is cooked, it melts into a thick soup that people eat, believing that it helps their skin look healthier. And because each nest takes weeks for a single bird to build, they sell for thousands of dollars per pound, making these spit nests one of the most valuable foods in the world.
Now, is that facts though? I mean, if it actually does, then yeah, but like, dude, this is like one of those like scams, bro. Like, damn, like bird saliva, bro. Like, are we really doing this in the big 2026?
They would spit on the
Oh!
scorpion's tail to
Yo, that's freaky, bro.
temporarily block the poison ducts. Then they would throw them into clay pots and seal them inside. As they were moved around, the scorpions citizens would get angry, and some say that when the enemy attacked, the pots would be thrown down the city's walls. The clay smashed on landing, which would release the angry scorpions, and they would sting the enemy soldiers, leaving painful welts, forcing them to give up and retreat from battle.
Yo, that's so that's actually crazy, dude. That's some like cartoon move. It would spit on the scorpion, say good morning to you, Zack.
When the ant finds food, it oozes out chemicals through its abdomen, leaving a trail that tells the other ones where to go. And
so that's how they do it, bro. No wonder why they have that line, bro, or that ant line to like a specific food.
After the other ants ate, they would add their own chemicals on their way back, which would strengthen the scent, attracting more ants. Now, if the leader ant accidentally circled back to the middle of the trail, the other ants would start joining, reinforcing the circle while the original path slowly disappeared. And with no exit, they would march for hours until every single one died from exhaustion.
Bro, who freaking made that loop, man? Yo, he's getting kicked out of the party. Yo, are we there yet? Not yet.
A man swam down to the glass window of their underwater room and held up a note. It said, "I can't hold my breath long enough to tell you everything I love about you. Will you marry me?" His girlfriend giggled as he showed her, but as he tried to
stop. You know what? Let's skip this video so we don't have to hear a tragic ending. Nah, we gotta hear it. Oh no, this is about to be.
Something went terribly
wrong.
No. He never made it back to the surface. The resort confirmed that he tragically drowned while free diving during this proposal.
That was his happiest moment, but second later, his worst. Rest in peace, bro. Exactly, man. That's so tragic.
He received a mysterious letter in the mail promising
free Super Bowl tickets.
Game. Thousands of people in the area got the same letter,
Yo.
offering seats to a game, food, and even a shot at winning Super Bowl tickets. And all they had to do was show up at a convention center for a meal before the game. So, over 100 people lined up at the doors, while cheerleaders and mascots greeted
What? Yo, this is some sketchy code already. I know I haven't finished the video, but this is so sketch, bro. Everything free, it will always come at a cost. Even though like the cost is like, I don't know, free advertisement or like you're getting marketed or whatever, everything comes at a cost.
People were led in groups to the auditorium, but once they were in, the
Oh.
doors locked. Then tactical teams stormed in, taking the whole group down at once.
What?
See, those letters hadn't gone to random fans. They were sent to wanted fugitives.
Got him.
Mascots were all U.S. Marshals and police officers, and in one afternoon, over 100 felons were arrested.
Okay, now that's W. That they just got tricked. 200 IQ play, bro. That's just skill based, bro. They just got skill depth, bro. Imagine if the person is an introvert and gives it to his friend, bro.
They would shoot at the airship as it flew overhead, and each bullet contained a tiny copper tube filled with dynamite. When it was fired, the high speeds caused the explosives to separate, leaving the most sensitive part at the tip of the bullet. Hitting the airship would then trigger an explosion in the bullet, and because the airship was filled with flammable gas, the exploding bullet would cause the whole thing to burst into flames, putting an end to the enemy crew before it could bomb them.
That's crazy, yo.
If you buckle a child into a car seat while they're still wearing a thick, puffy jacket, the straps sit on top of all of that padding, and it looks tight and secure, but in a crash, that jacket flattens instantly, turning that hidden padding into extra space the harness can't control. And with all that sudden slack, they can jolt forward far enough for the straps to slip off their shoulders, letting their upper body fly forward with nothing to stop it. So instead of a puffy jacket, use thin layers and buckle the child in first, then put the coat on backwards over the straps, allowing the harness to stay tight against the body and hold the child safely in place during a crash.
Do you have any children? Nope. Did you watch the whole video? Yes, exactly, bro. Like even 80K people agreed, bro. Zack, thank you for not elaborating this poor toddler. Honestly, thank you, bro. Like enough of the trauma, bro. This is why Zack films is not for kids. But you know what? Videos like this, you know what's very good. Let's just hope we don't get any more traumatizing videos.
She put super glue onto the top of her tooth before cramming it into her gums. Now, when she was a kid, her mom went to the dentist, where they found tumors growing in her throat, and she died soon after, leaving the woman all alone. Decades later, when her teeth began to fall out from smoking, she was just too scared to go back to the dentist and decided to just glue her teeth back in. But the chemicals in the glue broke down her jawbones, which made more teeth fall out. Eventually, she got the courage to see a dentist, where they gave her a brand new smile.
I didn't want to see that, bro. I didn't want to see that. That's just nasty. That was just nasty, bro. Simply the next level, exactly, guys. Go to these whatever departments or whatever for a reason, right? They're there for a reason, bro. Just because something bad happened to one person doesn't mean it's gonna happen to you, right? Just because people died from an airplane doesn't mean you are. Like, bro, airplanes are really safe, all right? That's bias, okay? All right.
A man was shot in the head, but the bullet only grazed him
Oh!
and lodged into a nearby tree. Over a decade later, this same man was cutting down that exact tree, but it was too thick, so he decided to use dynamite. He tied 3 sticks to the trunk and lit the fuse, but the explosion sent the years-old bullet flying.
Oh, no.
And this time, it killed him instantly. Now, this account first appeared in a newspaper in 1905, and it's still a popular story over 100 years later, but there's never been any proof that this story is actually true.
But you know, I had enough. All right, I had enough. All right, there you guys are. Zack D Films is not for kids. If you guys want to see more content like this, click this video here.